Swung on a fly ball to right field. Might be a grand slam. Fairchild going back at the wall. It's gone. A grand slam for Jalen Davis.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. And the day is here. It is here. It is time to find out who's getting in. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Logan? What's up, Travzel? Aviation Bonds. I got my Bonds hat right now. I got my, sorry about that. I got my Bonds hat, 25, ladies and gentlemen. Let's freaking go. Let's go. So I want to thank everyone for jumping in today. We have Logan Detweiler, Jordan Adagnosto, Humm Baby Baseball. Missed these. Absolutely. It's going to be freaking awesome. Let's go, Bonds. Let's go, Niners. Beat LA, the old school king. And thank you guys for jumping in. So we are looking forward to this announcement right here. I'm been very sick last few days. I had a lot of content, drinking some water, and I wanted to have a big production for this, and unfortunately, just haven't had the energy and haven't been able to do it. So, but we will definitely have a reaction, and we'll talk about it. And I definitely think that it's looking like the latest trend. We'll check the trends out, but it's looking like David Ortiz is the only one with a legit shot right now. That could change, of course. You never know. Nobody could get in, but I think if anyone gets in, it's going to be Ortiz. We're going to have to wait and see, though. It's going to be really interesting. So I want to thank everyone for jumping in here today. The announcement should be going on shortly. Let's see what's happening right now.
But it means most writers believe, by a majority, that there should be multiple Hall of Famers this year. But it's hard to get 3/4.
See if we can get that graphic.
Well, we'll either have 0.
Okay, so 203 ballots known right now, 22 Hall of Fame voting according to the bbhalloffametracker.com. So 203 ballots known. Yeah, it looks like Roger Clemens is looking good. Barry Bonds is looking good. David Ortiz is looking amazing. David Ortiz is definitely, I don't know about definitely, but it looks like David Ortiz is getting in. Now, if only Ortiz gets in, I'm going to be pretty upset. I mean, I'm already not too happy about the fact that Ortiz is pretty much dominating Bonds and Clemens. But maybe they'll all three get in. Wouldn't that be something? But you know what? What if Bonds gets in and Clemens doesn't get in? That would just be insane. That would just be insane. I mean, as a Giants fan, obviously, I'll still be happy to see Bonds get in, but I don't see how Bonds get in, Clemens doesn't get in. Giants still suck. Nando 390, 107 wins. That's pretty good sucking. Pretty good sucking. Yeah, look at Kurt Schilling has fallen all the way to 61.6%. Pretty much zero chance. Scott Rowland. Wow, Scott Rowland's cracking 70 at the moment. You need 75 for induction. Look at Andrew Jones down at 49.3. Absolutely pathetic. 10 gold gloves and over 400 home runs, and you can't get over 50% of the vote. That's pretty crazy. Billy Wagner, 51.2. Gary Sheffield, 49. A-Rod, in his first year on the ballot, only 38. What's up, Aviation says, poor Kurt. Hope you're feeling better. I'm barely able to do this, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try. Hope you feel better. I appreciate that. Though we are only minutes away from finding out if it's just Ortiz. Right now, that's what it kind of feels like. It's just gonna be David Ortiz. I think Barry Bonds has a shot. It could come down to like 75, Bonds at 75, and Clemens could fall short. They could both. I'm gonna guess Bonds and Clemens end up around 70. 71, 72. Liquids will come once Kurt is announced as not a Hall of Famer. Liquids will come. Liquids will come. Thank you so much, Ivan, Ivan Angulo. Thank you so much. Ortiz as a first ballot is a joke. I didn't even put him on my pretend ballot, even though I think he's a Hall of Famer. But sounds like you swallowed a frog. Romo 2001. I did swallow a frog. It wasn't as good as I expected, but I did swallow the frog. Yeah, I got freaking... I'm trying to drink some water, staying hydrated. There was no way, if this election was yesterday or the day before or even the day before that, this would not happen. Jason Williams, yeah, David Ortiz was on a list of those that tested positive for PEDs. It was not supposed to go public. It was supposed to be confidential, but it got out. It got leaked. Now, he never failed a test once testing came into MLB. And I think that he played most of his career clean. But still, how the hell do you not vote for two of the best players to ever play the game, Bonds and Clemens, for 10 years and let them fall off the ballot, and then you vote David Ortiz in on the first ballot, someone who has a failed steroid test on his record? That's absolutely insane. That's insanity. And it shows it's a popularity contest. Who you like most? Who's your best buddy? Instead of being impartial, good, voters. I hope Bonds get in the Hall of Fame. Amen. Echo Sky. Pete Rose deserves to be. Oh, yeah, Pete Rose. A body went missing in that sentence. Dang. I got a bad feeling about Bonds, Clemens, and others. Yeah, it's gonna be tight. Right now, 203 ballots known, and usually it drops. Scott Rowland has got a chance. It could go up. You never know with the unpublic ballots. Sometimes they actually go up. Usually with the steroid guys, it goes down. But someone like Rowland can get some more traction. I got outside hopes that Rowland slips in. I'll be so happy if Rowland slips in. According to the writers, no vote if a player has any association with PEDs. Yet here we have Ortiz at 83.7%. 83.7%. And by the way, Romo, thank you so much. And newest subscriber right now, as of now, is James Bartley. I don't think you're in the chat, but thank you, James Bartley. And thank you, Romo, for the donations last time I was live. Thank you guys for jumping in today for this coverage. It's not going to be a super long. I don't plan to anyway, but we'll go as long as I can take it. As long as I can take it. Let's see if we can see what they're Okay, here's a ballot from Rob Parker, Bonds, Clemens, Sheffield, and Sosa. See if I can get into my one of my Twitter accounts here. Not Mr. Tibbs. Not Mr. Tibbs. See what not Mr. Tibbs has been talking about. Just 14 minutes ago, we got another ballot here. Is this the one they're showing here? No, this is Rob Parker. This is Tom Handercourt. Oh, I lost it. Yeah, Tom Handercourt. Got Bonds, Clemens, no Helton, Jones, Kent, Ortiz, Rowland, Schilling, Sheffield, Sosa, Wagner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I guess you can't hate on that too much. I mean, you got to leave someone off. You put 10 names as the maximum. Can't hate on this too much. You gave it to Bonds, Clemens, Jones, Kent, Ortiz, Rowland, Schilling, Sheffield, Sosa, Wagner. I mean, I respect this ballot. Actually, it's pretty similar to my ballot, so I can't complain. I can't play this too much, otherwise it'll copyright strike. Tom from MySpace should get a vote. If Bonds doesn't get in, the Hall of Fame is irrelevant, period. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Bonds needs to get in. Piazza and Pudge are in. Exactly. Dude, Pudge, come on. I don't have any proof. But Pudge Rodriguez playing with Jose Canseco, playing with Juan Gonzalez, playing with Mr. Palmeiro. I have never done steroids. 5 days later, fails the test. Playing with that group? You want me to believe he didn't do it? And then Jose Canseco mentioned him by name in his book? Jose Canseco may not be the most trustworthy guy ever born, but, you know, he had no reason to lie because he had plenty of guys who were doing steroids. So I don't see why he would mention him if it wasn't true. I don't know why there's a limit of 10. I hate that limit. It should be either any known steroid users don't get in or we don't worry about this if I feel like it BS. Slice and dice. You're 100% right. 100% right. Slice and dice. If Bonds were a Dodger, he would have been first ballot. Nando 390. It's possible. It's possible. 19 minutes ago. Here's a look at the tracker. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but Barry Bonds is tracking 77.7. Roger Clemens is tracking 76.2. David Ortiz is tracking 83.7. I think David's getting in. I think David Ortiz is getting in. We may have the announcement. Is it time? Is it time yet? Some internet issues. What's going on here? Let's reload this.
Yeah, an eventual Hall of Famer for sure. Beneath the radar because there are so many bigger stories. Scott Rowland is positioned to get in next year or the year after at the very latest. It's going to fall a little bit, but look at, in 2020, he gets 35%. Last year, he gets 53%. Now he's...
We got a super chat. D Porter. D Porter has been one of the biggest supporters of the channel. Thank you so much, D Porter. $50. It means everything. Hope you're feeling better, Eric. Love your channel and all you do, buddy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. A 50 bomb, and it means everything. Thank you so much for that. D Porter, been one of the biggest supporters of the channel. Really does help out so much right now on these tough times right now during the lockout. Obviously, not a lot of views, not a lot of content, and I'm sick as can be. So just a perfect storm of crap right now. But I really appreciate that, and we're about to find out who's getting in the Hall of Fame. And this has been a great stream now. Thank you so much, Logan M. I know Bonds and Clemens might drop 50 bomb. Hope that Bonds and Clemens miss out on the Hall of Fame. Jameson Mesa, what do you feel about David Ortiz though? Like I said, you guys see, I got my Bonds 25 hat. Bonds 25 hat representing. Ladies and gents, freaking-zenting. Okay? Thank you, D Porter. $58. James Bartley, my newest subscriber. Thank you so much. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and your name might just show up right here. Hopefully, Bonds get in. If you let Ortiz in, then Bonds has to get in as well. Makes zero sense. I mean, I have to agree. Jeff Passon has had a great take on steroid use a few years ago. If you replace the word steroid with amphetamine, then the voters look like massive hypocrites. Oh, yeah, that's true. As if, the guys back in the day wouldn't have taken stuff, if it was available. Of course they would have. I mean, it's just, I'm sorry. It's just the competitive nature. Once testing became universal and everything, and guys kept doing it like Manny Ramirez and A-Rod, okay, I can understand not voting for them, but Bonds and Clemens were surefire Hall of Famers before they touched that stuff. McGuire and Sosa were like household names and getting all the attention. It's no surprise why Bonds would turn to that. It's not hard to understand. Not saying it's right, but you since when do you have to be perfect human being who doesn't make mistakes to get in the Baseball Hall of Fame? I mean, if you're freaking Barry Bonds, one of the best players to ever play the game. Sheldon Kelly has subscribed to the channel. Sheldon Kelly, thank you so much. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Thank you so much. I do appreciate that. We are getting closer to the election. There's my man, Barry.
From age 34, Bonds hit 22% more home runs and drew 33% more walks than every player before or since at that age.
Barry Bonds, the freaking greatest, the freaking GOAT, or arguably, maybe not, Babe Ruth. What's up, Steven Ortega? Kurt Schelling, he's not getting in, Nando. He is not getting in. If you're smart enough, you can cycle off before they test you back then. Put Bonds in. Unpause, please. Dyson Willie. I don't want to get copyright strike, so I kind of had to talk a little bit in between. You're talking smack. Can't compare A-Rod and Ortiz, but you can compare Ortiz and Bonds easily. Both produced before and after the steroid use. Technically, Barry Bonds never tested positive for PEDs. We know he did it, but there is no smoking gun. That's right, Jeffrey Smith. And, the funny thing is, David Ortiz actually has a failed steroid test in his history, although it was not supposed to go public. And although you can argue its validity, but it's there. It exists. Bonds, yeah, ton of circumstantial evidence. The guy turned into a beast at his late 30s. I'm not trying to say Barry Bonds didn't do steroids. That's not my point. My point is, how the hell do you keep Bonds and Clemens out for 10 years and then David Ortiz with a failed steroid test in his history gets in the first ballot? How can you explain that? How can you explain that with a straight face? All those terrible journalists got their points across. If Bonds does not get in, they should take their Hall of Fame votes away. What's going on, the Can't Thaw Kid? Thank you so much for jumping in. Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. He swung at that wild card. He swung on that wild card game. Watching at 12:07 a.m. I think I'm not exactly sure what time. Someone asked me. I thought it was coming up any second now, so I'm just kind of keeping an eye on it, giving my thoughts here as we get closer to the actual announcement. And if Bonds gets in, I'm gonna freak, guys. I'm gonna freak. I am gonna freak if Bonds gets in. I can tell you that much.
Their statistics and their records. Commissioners and the Hall took no official position on how to judge them. They trusted the time-tested voting process to be the reckoning. In a letter to Hall voters in 2017, Joe Morgan wrote, "Steroid users don't belong here." Hank Aaron said they should have an asterisk and said they reminded him of his best advice to children: there are absolutely no shortcuts in life. Everything is going to catch up. Morgan and Aaron were among 10 Hall of Famers who died in the past 2 years. They remind us of when the game and voting were not so complicated. They remind us of when a life's work can stand up to scrutiny and the test of time.
We got to pause it for a few minutes. Maddox used roids a ton too. Both pitchers and players were, yet Maddox intentionally walked Bonds the most out of any pitcher. What's up, Slice and Dice? Jenny Vega, if Bonds makes it, I don't expect it. It will just be, I'll just freak out in shock. I don't know how I'll react. San Francisco Giants are the only fan base that likes Bonds, though. Jeffrey Smith, that may be true. Polly, I'm a Giants fan. I don't think Bonds should get in. I don't think Ortiz should get in either. If Ortiz gets in, they goddamn better put Bonds and Clemens. That's exactly right. I don't mind if you think that Bonds shouldn't get in, but then how the hell do you think Ortiz should get in? Even worse, the pitchers were using and batters were using, the game was what it was. I'm not so opposed to them voting in Ortiz eventually, but first ballot? Are you kidding me? After all these years of shutting out anyone with a connection to PEDs, first year Ortiz, 75%. What? No way. That's not right. That's not right, man. Something got to change if that happens. Bud Seligg's in the Hall of freaking Fame. Peter Wagner, good point. When is John Rocker going to get his shot? John Rocker ain't getting in, Brennan. I know you're just joking, but yeah, John Rocker.
Bob Costas, you are a broadcasting Hall of Famer. If you had a Hall of Fame vote, would you vote for Barry Bonds or Roger Clemens?
Yeah, I make the distinction. I'm not 100% comfortable with it, but Clemens would have been a Hall of Famer on his natural merits, and Barry Bonds would have been among the greatest of the great on his natural merits. So,
boom! Bob Costas with the truth bombs. Barry Bonds would have been one of the best of all time on his natural. Will Rogers Airport, shout out, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Will Rogers subscribing. And both of them would have been Hall of Famers on their natural merits. Okay? Bob Costas, okay? I've always been a big Bob Costas fan. His last couple years he's had a few takes that I'm like, what? But overall, Bob Costas, hey, he's telling it how it is. Ortiz's first ballot because he kisses up to MLB executives. It's a popularity contest. If you're going to shut out Bonds and Clemens, instead you have to make Ortiz wait. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. I
would put them in a separate category, yes.
You weren't always taking this stance, correct?
Well, I would have withheld it on the first ballot. That's kind of a statement people make. You deprive the person of a chance to be called a first ballot Hall of Famer. But to what Tom said toward the end of the essay, they got their fame, they got their money, they got their statistics, they got their records. The Hall of Fame is an honor. It's not a right. And I can see someone like Tom withholding that honor without denying.
Okay, so it's an honor, not a right. I mean, that's true. MLB going to break, and then they will announce. Oh, we got some Wendy's. We'll pause this for a moment. We'll be back. It's okay to hate Barry Bonds and admit he's one of the greatest hitters of all time. Right. That's correct. I don't like a lot of Barry Bonds is not like I know Barry Bonds, not like we're best buddies. I'm sure Barry Bonds, if he met me, would be a complete jerk because he's kind of known to be a jerk. I probably see Barry Bonds and say, hey, Barry, I'm a huge fan. Man, get the F out of my face. Oh, shit. But you know what? He's one of the greatest of all time. Jamison Meza, yeah, and this is that is the reason that they do not deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, because they have done it on their own talent. And that's one way to think of it. That's one way to think of it. I guess you could think of it however you want. But to me, if they were going to be Hall of Famers on their own merit, they had Hall of Fame careers, then they decided to use steroids before steroids was even illegal in the league, because Bud Selig turned a blind eye. And it's understandable why someone like Bonds would see McGuire and Sosa getting all the attention, knowing that he's 10 times the player that they are. I can understand it. Not saying I would do the same thing. I love Wendy's too, AM Echo Sky. Shout out to Wendy's for sponsoring this video. I'm just kidding. They're not sponsoring this video. I wish Wendy's sponsored my video. Facts, I hate A-Rod, as I'm sure people do, but he was a great talent. A-Rod, I even put A-Rod on my ballot. I decided to put A-Rod on my ballot because I feel like he's a Hall of Fame talent. It was a tough ballot, because to me, there's at least 14 Hall of Famers on the ballot. I met Desert Pedroia at a wedding venue in Sacramento like a decade ago after about 5 makers on the rocks with a massive dip in his mouth. He said Ortiz and Manny were talking shit. Number 2 is the best. My wife's boyfriend says go Dodgers. Nando.
With Downy Infusion.
Nando. Let's see if we can reload this, if we can get live here, or do I got to watch some commercials? It is time. It is time. It is time, ladies and gents. Steroids saved baseball. This puritanical garbage happening now is ridiculous, as if current Hall of Famers weren't on greenies and cocaine. Exactly. Jeff Kent, too. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go Bonds. Let's go Bonds. Or no one. Bonds or no one. That's what I say. That's what I have to say.
Again, first year for you looking at this, but what a deep and fascinating ballot.
I'm going to kind of try not to look at the comments too much. I don't want to get spoiled, because I'm sure that some of y'all are ahead of me. But this is going to be fascinating, guys. It's going to be absolutely fascinating right here. Is it going to be just Ortiz? That's my guess. I think it's going to be just Ortiz. I'm going to be pretty pissed off. I'll go on a little rant. Has he got an envelope or something?
National Baseball Hall of Fame Chairman Jane Forbes Clark.
Can you guys hear that okay?
Directors, the entire staff here in Cooperstown, and Jack O'Connell of the Baseball Writers Association of America. It is my honor to announce the results of the 2022 BBWAA Hall of Fame election. I'd like to thank Mike DeLisi and Mark Moran of Ernst & Young for their assistance in certifying the final results. And of course, we want to thank all of the voting members of the BBWAA for their participation. This year's ballot featured 30 possible candidates, with 13 newcomers joining 17 holdovers from the 2021 ballot. In arriving at their individual decisions, the electors took into consideration the following voting criteria: the player's record, playing ability, integrity, sportsmanship, character, contributions to the team or teams for which the player played. Tonight, we are pleased to announce the addition of one new member
You gotta be
to the Hall of Fame
fucking kidding
fraternity,
me.
who will be honored alongside Bud Fowler, Gil Hodges, Jim Cott, Minnie Minoso, Tony Oliva, and Buck O'Neill at our induction ceremonies on July 24th
it's Ortiz.
at the Clark Sports Center here in Cooperstown.
It's Ortiz.
Our final member of the 2022 class is a feared slugger who performed his best on the biggest stage, winning 3 world championships.
Well, that sure ain't
Today,
Barry Bonds.
David Ortiz becomes the 4th Dominican-born member
You have
of
to
the
be
National
fucking
Baseball Hall of
kidding
Fame.
me.
Over the course of 20 seasons with the Boston Red Sox and Minnesota Twins,
I
David
can't
hit
believe it.
541 home runs.
I can't believe it. First ballot. First ballot. First ballot. First ballot. You have to be kidding me. Wow. Wow. Barry Bonds, shutout. 10 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shutout. Kurt Schilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shutout. Roger Clemens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Shutout. David Ortiz, failed steroid test on his record. First ballot in. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Hall of Lies. F the riders. The players will put them in. Look, I mean, I think that David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. But the hypocrisy, man, the hypocrisy to vote in David Ortiz in his first ballot, not fourth, fifth, sixth ballot, first ballot Hall of Famer. This is whack, father figure. This is whack right here. This is whack. First ballot. What's up, Derpy Gaming, CK Chen? If I had more energy, you guys would really see me go on a rant, but I'm ill right now and I can't do it. But this is absolutely this is just pathetic. I don't know what Bond's final percentage was, but
17th most in MLB history and logged 1,768 RBI. Good for 23rd all time. He batted .286 while posting a lifetime .380 on-base percentage and a .552 slugging percentage. A 10-time All-Star and 7-time Silver Slugger Award winner, he helped end the Boston Red Sox 86-year World Series drought in 2004 when he was named the ALCS Most Valuable Player before posting an OPS over 1,000 in the Fall Classic. David would help deliver another World Championship to the Boston Red Sox in 2007. And in 2013, he lifted up his team and the city of Boston with a third title that saw him land World Series MVP honors. He's one of just 4 players in MLB history with 500 or more home runs and 3.
God damn it. I thought for a second Bonds had a chance, man. Hey, Michael Sky ill as well. I'm sorry to hear that. A bunch of soy boy riders who never played a sport at an elite level shaking my head. Ortiz is in first ballot. First ballot. David Ortiz is in first ballot. The first player with a positive steroid test in his history to get elected to the Hall of Fame, and he did so on his first ballot while simultaneously shutting out Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, who, I mean, is anyone going to tell me David Ortiz is a better player than Barry Bonds? I can't believe it, man. And by the way, Schilling got shut out. But you know what? Send it to the Veterans Committee. The Veterans Committee, you know, they're actually doing a much better job. They voted in several, good candidates this year, and they're ex-players. They've been a little stingy in the past, but you know what? Like Schilling said, he was on to something last year. What he said, screw the freaking writers, dude. What do they know, dude? This ain't 1920, where the writers, are the best voted, or 1940, or whenever the freaking Hall of Fame opened up in the 30s, whatever the freak that was. That's when the writers were the expert, the utmost, knowledgeable on baseball. This day and age, half of these guys don't even cover baseball as their main sport. Bagwell was a juicer too, Steve Hamilton. Yeah, you got Bags, Bagwell, Pudge, Piazza. So much for the voters sending a message to steroid users. Yeah, what happened to that? What happened to that? We can't let steroid users in. First ballot. First ballot. First ballot. I made it a point not to put him on my ballot for just this year, and I was going to put him on in next year just to avoid this, because it's just the hypocrisy of it it just couldn't let it happen, but they did it. I can't believe it. What a joke. Travis Namaste. I'm glad you all seem to agree that this is just not right.
3 world championships, joining Hall of Famers Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Reggie Jackson. Among designated hitters, he's the all-time leader in home runs and RBI, and he's considered among the greatest clutch hitters of all time, registering 11 regular season walk-offs and 2 more walk-off homers in the postseason.
Bonds got the shank.
Beloved throughout the
Emmanuel
game,
Alejandro.
Big Papi has been dedicated to his communities in both New England and throughout his native Dominican Republic, earning him the 2011 Roberto Clemente Award.
I'm not mad at David Ortiz, so, I don't want to come off as like a total asshole, because David Ortiz had a Hall of Fame career, and he passed a bunch of steroid tests once it got implemented. The testing was implemented, And he was amazing in the postseason. And I mean, congratulations to him. He doesn't give a freak, and his family, they're celebrating. They're not worried. You know, he's happy as can be, and he deserves a plaque. It's just the hypocrisy that makes me mad. 10 years on the ballot, Bonds and Clemens couldn't get in. 10 years on the ballot, Bonds and Clemens could not get in. That's the only thing I got a problem with. Not taking away anything from Ortiz. He deserves to be there, but so does Bonds. Yes. Dario says, I'm Dominican and very proud and very happy for David Ortiz. Yes. Congratulations. Felicidades to David Ortiz for getting in. I mean, like, legit. I know it's funny because I'm complaining about it. I'm not complaining that David Ortiz has been elected. I'm complaining that David Ortiz got elected on the first year on the ballot, and Bonds and Clemens simultaneously got rejected for 10 straight years. That's unacceptable. The baseball dude, shout out to you for subscribing. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Thank you so very much. Just 1 second. All right, sorry. Had to blow my nose here. I'm very ill right now. You guys see that's pretty disgusting. The Hall has always been a private club. It's not a baseball club. Hypocrites, the Canthal Kid. Barry, who did you piss off to the point they hold grudges? Roma! I shouldn't have done that. Romo! $25 super chat. We know Bonds is a Hall of Famer. Linda, Barry, who did you piss off to the point that they hold grudges this many years? So bad. So bad. Kind of shows a player like Harold Baines got in, but Bonds. Harold Baines got in the Hall of Fame. I love Harold Baines. But Harold Baines got in the Hall of Fame, and Barry Bonds did not. Since Bonds got snubbed, and Scherzer should get snubbed too. Both used illegal substances. Yeah, you know, some cheating's okay, apparently, and some is not. Insane.
David, welcome to.
Are they going to even acknowledge it? I wonder if.
A few words in Spanish for our audience watching in Latin America.
Can he speak Spanish?
Esta noche habrá un gran fiesta en República Dominicana, en su hogar en Santo Domingo y a través la isla donde nacieron 4 miembros del Salón de la Fama.
He's not a native speaker, but he speaks it pretty damn good.
David jugó por 20 años con los Mellizos de Minnesota y los Medias Rojas de Boston. En 10 ocasiones fue seleccionado al Juego de las Estrellas y ganó el Bate de Plata 7 veces. David ganó 3 campeonatos con Boston en el 2004, 2007 y en el...
What do we have? Brian Chua. Thank you so much, Brian Chua. Remember how Ivan Rodriguez got in, but no Bonds and Clemens? This isn't that shocking, to be honest. How the hell are A-Rod 34%? Insane. Insane, Brian Chua. I do know Ivan Rodriguez got in, and he almost surely did steroids. I guess I can't say 100% because I didn't watch him inject himself, but I didn't watch Bonds inject himself either, and Bonds doesn't have a failed steroid test. I don't see, if you want to get some circumstantial evidence, you got circumstantial evidence against Bonds, you got circumstantial evidence against Pudge. Pudge gets in. I'm not saying Bonds didn't do steroids. I know Barry Bonds did steroids because I have some common sense, and you can see, that he became an absolute cyborg of a human being. I mean, but still, it's circumstantial. They never fail his test. What's the standards? What's the standards over there? And this guy, first ballot. What a popularity contest. I love the video where Bonds hit the absolute bomb and the camera flashed at Tim Salmon. You can read his lips. That's the first 2002 World Series. Was it game 6 or 5? I know exactly what you're talking about. Thank you, Romo 2001. I print Jenny Vega. Thank you for your super chat. I remember earlier you sent that super chat. Jenny Vega, never forget you. You're the best. Number 1. Linda Rocha, I am disgusted, but won't be the first time. But as my dad used to tell me, life isn't fair. The baseball dude, thank you again. D. Porter, thank you. Brian Chua, thank you. Doing my best I can to keep the energy somewhat high, but I'm extremely ill. Not dying or anything, but I feel like it. But Romo, was there not suspicions with Piazza as well? Oh, yeah. There was. I thought Piazza admitted it like, in his book or something, or that he tried it and didn't something. I'm vague on the history, but I thought that he had practically admitted it. The host claims nobody on steroids has gotten in. Piazza, A-Rod, now Ortiz, they all deserve it, but so do Bonds, Clemens, Canseco, Sosa, Frank Thomas never did steroids, but he looks juiced. Yeah. So irritated, got to go to a bar and vent and bitch in public. Yeah. Humm, baby, I worked for the team in 1999. I worked in the visiting. I saw shit. Steve Hound. There you go. There you go. Pudge juiced 100%. I mean, I bet all the tea in China, right? That Pudge juiced. Okay, I can't sit here and say I have proof. But Pudge juiced. Let's just say that. And Piazza juiced? I would say so. Bagwell? I've talked to an ex-major leaguer. That's the only thing I know, that I talked to an ex-major leaguer who told me, and I can tell you who it is. His name's Jim Traber. He told me that he has it on firsthand knowledge that Jeff Bagwell juiced, but that's just hearsay. But I wouldn't be surprised if all three of them juiced. Why is that a bunch of pencil-pushing nerds that never played the game gets to decide who goes into the Hall of Fame? They literally never played. Shaking my head. Good point. Poppy tested positive for amphetamines for weight loss, or tested for amphetamines for weight loss. Lincecum is off the ballot. Being a jerk shouldn't disqualify from the Hall. Exactly. That's just crap.
2013, cuando fue nombrado el jugador más valioso del Serie Mundial. Es uno solo de 4 jugadores en la historia de MLB.
One of 4 players in the history of baseball with
500
home runs. I can't translate while he's going because he's just saying the same things he said before. So let's just go ahead and get back live. He's just repeating all this. He's just repeating everything in Spanish. Let's get back live and see what's going on. There's my man.
Never accomplished, and the fans, without a doubt, the organization, the Red Sox, even the Minnesota Twins that I played at the beginning of my career, I learned so many things to carry over later on in my career. And man, the Red Sox, I mean, the fans, everybody around who pretty much encouraged me to be the player and the person that I became to be while I play. It was a learning process, G. It was a learning process, but thanks God, you know, everything came out together at the right time, and here we are.
Oops. There you have it. That's David Ortiz. I can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it. I really can't believe they did it. I thought it was possible, but I was like, no, nobody's, I mean, wow. Yeah, Logan, once I get well, I'll do a solid rant video. People talking about Timmy, but no word about Kent. Jeff Kent's one of the best hitting second basemen of all time. And if you use your freaking eyeballs when he played, he wasn't bad defensively. He's now known as like a not so great defensively. You don't play in the league that long and stay at your position if you suck defensively. How many diving plays did he make? Obviously, his range wasn't, the best. He wasn't, I don't know. I'm thinking of like shortstops like Vizquel and Ozzie Smith. He's not like that. He's a power hitting type guy, but he defended well over at second base. He made the routine plays, and he made some nice diving plays. He didn't make a bunch of errors that I remember, but the guy was one of the best hitting second basemen of all time. They had the guts to do it, Jenny Vega. I hope you get better, Wilson Eric. I seem to be on the mend. No test result yet. I haven't got my test result. I'm pretty sure it's a common cold. I've been doing my research and comparing all the symptoms. Like there's never been a fever. There's never been shortness of breath, really. There's been sneezing, runny nose, low energy, super sore throat. The throat is bad. I mean, bad. Like, I can't sleep. Like, I can't swallow. It's bad. It's bad. It's not good. But I don't think it's the bug. But I'm gonna find out. I got test results pending. Love Jeff Kent. He and Barry, what a tandem. What do we have here? Adam Coker, subscribe. Thank you, Adam Coker. Adam Coker. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Adam Coker, you're awesome. The baseball dude, you are awesome. I love that username. Tim Lincecum is the best. You know, Tim Lincecum, if I have room, I might have thrown a little Tim Lincecum on my ballot. The dude had 2 Cy Young Awards, 2 no-hitters, 3 rings, had a solid career. Unfortunately, just didn't have enough bulk in his numbers. I haven't been ill for over 14 months now. AM Echo Sky. F the Hall of Fame. Oh, damn, that sucks. How are the Cats? What's up, Logan M? The River Cats? I'm looking forward to some River Cats because that might be on the baseball we get. That might be the only baseball we get. I'm really not sure. Let's see if we can update here. Thibodeau. Well, this is over 78% predictions from this poll year. Whoa. Somebody predicted Ortiz to get 77.9. Then he got 78. At least he wasn't unanimous. That wasn't happening. Yeah. Is that a wrap? Here's the full Hall of Fame results, ladies and gents. Here we have the full Hall of Fame results. Can you guys see that? Trying to make it. I'm not sure if you can see it, but I'll tell you what it says. Dang, Barry Bonds dropped all the way to 66%. Roger Clemens, 65.2. Yeah, that was a bad crash. Man, it's like nobody votes for Bonds and Clemens on those non-public ballots. Scott Rowland, 63.2. He'll get in, but it's just sad. Kurt Schilling, complete crash, 58.6. Helton, 52. Wagner, 51. Look at Andrew Jones, 41.1. Absolutely embarrassing. You people should be ashamed of yourselves, man. That's how I feel about the voters. I'm sorry. Sheffield, 40.6. Look at Jeff Kent. 32.7. More home runs than any other second baseman in the history of the game. His stats compare perfectly well to someone like Ryan Sandberg. In a lot of ways, he was better. And Ryan Sandberg's in. I don't get it. Compare his stats to someone like Ryan, or someone like any second baseman. Pick one. Pick a second baseman Hall of Famer and compare it to Jeff Kent. They're going to compare very nicely. Manny, 28.9. Vizquel's not getting in. Vizquel's done. Sosa's literally done. He's off the ballot, 18.5. Pettit, 10.7. No love for Andy Pettit. Rollins is staying on the ballot. Abreu stays on the ballot. Burley stays on the ballot. Hunter stays on the ballot. That's it. Nathan, see ya. Hudson, see ya. Lincecum, bye. Howard, peace. Teixeira, apparently you suck, even though you have like a whole bunch of gold gloves and you have like how many 400-plus home runs? Apparently you stink. Justin Morneau, peace. 1.3%. Jonathan Papelbon, a solid closer. Over, I don't know how many saves. What do you have? 300-plus saves? See ya. Prince Fielder, peace. AJ Pierzynski, bye. Carl Crawford, Jake Peavy, nary a vote. Holy shit. What a day. What a day. What a day. Big injustice for Bonds and Clemens. Andrew Jones didn't make it. Mark Burley stays alive. Let's go. Yeah, Mark Burley stays alive. Schilling belongs in the Hall of Fame. Simply, he left us with something to remember. Schilling had a great postseason career. I really hope Jones ends up in the 400 homers and he had 10 gold gloves. 400 home runs, 10 gold gloves. Is he the only one to accomplish that? And that's amazing. Nicholas Carrocchio. Let me guess, the MLB is still on a lockout. Oh, yeah, they're supposed to be meeting, I think, tonight. What's so bad is that Pete Rose might pass away without ever getting in. He will pass away without ever getting in. Where's Freeman signing Humm baby? I think the Braves is likely, but no, I mean, cat says in your pets. Oh, a cat is good. Just sleeping right here, and there's a chair next to me. He gets the good chair. I get this crap chair that's falling apart. Kent and Bonds were awesome, but damn, did they hate each other. Yeah, almost fought. Wait, actually, they did fight in the dugout. But I remember those days, man. Great times. Great times. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Burley had such an underrated career. The stats don't do him any justice. Regardless of the testing in 2003, David Ortiz failed a steroid test. Period. Today, Ortiz gets in. Baseball writers made Bonds and Clemens the poster boys for steroids. Amazing. Amazing.
Got the best out of me. I tried to do my best. And to be honest with you, I had this series prior to the Yankees. I probably was walking into a slump when we had to play the Yankees. They pulled the best out of me. They got me hot. And then the rest was history because the rest of the other team got paid based on what the Yankee got out of me. You know what I'm saying? But it was fun. It was fun. And I always used to look forward to play against the Yankees because it was like, I mean, you guys know how the rivals between us.
Yeah, we'll check back on that in a little bit. But David Ortiz is in. And there's nothing we can do about that. David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer, which is fine. I mean, I think he is a Hall of Famer. But did he deserve to get in on the first ballot based on the precedent that has been set? Hell no. The precedent that has been set is if you did steroids, you don't get in. If we even think you did steroids, you're going to take a while to get in. But you're a darling with the media. Media loves you. They vote for you. No Giants get in. They better not do Buster Posey dirty. What about Joe Nathan? Dude, let me tell you about Joe Nathan. He fell off the ballot. I want to show you all. Joe Nathan fell off the ballot. And I didn't have him on my ballot either, just simply because there wasn't room, because no one can get in. It's a big problem. 377 saves. 377 saves, career 2.87 ERA. 6-time All-Star. Roll Age Relief Award, which he probably would have had a whole bunch of those, but I think they stopped doing that award. So, Joe Nathan, off the ballot. I'm not saying that he should get in with those numbers. Off the ballot? Can't even get 5%? It's because so many ballots are packed because the voters who actually know what they're doing have to vote for 10 guys. Something's got to change, man. Something's got to change. How is Fred McGriff not in there? Something I missed? Dude, Nicholas, I've been on the McGriff train for 15 years. He never got in. I will never understand how Fred McGriff didn't get in. I will never understand how Fred McGriff didn't get in. You got me. You got me. To be honest, Barry not in will become like a Pete Rose thing. Long term, he will get more notice. Look at Rose, dude, as a legend, Hall of Fame or not. Is next year Jeff Kent's last year? I don't know. He got to be getting close, right? Yeah, next year is Jeff Kent's last year. He's not getting in. He'll see a bump probably next year, but I don't think he's going to get in. He'll get in on the freaking committee. Jeff Kent will get in on the committee. Jeff Kent will get in on the committee. Who else is last year next year? That's it. Gary Sheffield's got 2 more. Billy Wagner's running out of time. But Joe Nathan off the ballot in 1 year. Barry Bonds falls short 66%. Roger Clemens falls short 65.2%. Scott Rowland 63.2%. These voters are absolutely pathetic. Let's look at some of the comments. So we're done talking about Bonds, Clemens, Sosa, and Schilling. No matter which way you thought it should go, it's going to be refreshing not to deal with it anymore. Oh, we're going to deal with it. We're going to deal with it because I'm going to mention it every year. Thank you, Troy. It will be talked about for a very long time. We will continue to talk about it until what's done is right and they're put in. David Ortiz takes steroids and gets in, but Bonds doesn't. Seem legit. Wow. That's why on my ballot, I voted for someone like Sosa. I vote because it was his last year. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to vote for this guy in his first year because he's going to get in eventually. You got to be strategic with only 10 votes. And you can't have an election with David Ortiz getting in, who has a failed steroid test, and Bonds and Clemens not getting in, who were definite 100% Hall of Famers before they touched steroids, and they're 10 years they get rejected, and Ortiz, the media darling, gets in on the first ballot. It's not right, in my opinion. Jenny Vega, yes, we will talk about it. Yeah, we're going to talk about it. Rob Nen didn't even play. He had injuries, ended his career, but how many saves did Rob Nen end up with? I feel like he had 300-plus saves, but I don't honestly remember. But at that time, they weren't giving closers as much. 314 career saves. He ended his career strong, but he had arm problems. Didn't play long enough. He only played the 10 years. He was eligible, I think. But, Rob Nen, I would love to see Rob Nen in. But, Jesus is king, and he loves y'all. Thank you, Bob Newby. I appreciate that. Papelbon got 5 total votes as one of the better closers in MLB. Bonds will be on the veterans ballot. I must disagree about Kent getting in on the committee. He treat the trust like garbage, and you can see they never forget. But if I'm not mistaken, the committee, the veterans committee, maybe they're ex-players, not so much media, right? So maybe they'll be a little bit more reasonable. Oh, man. This plus makes the lockout, makes me not want to spend money. It's bad, guys. It's bad. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And I appreciate everyone jumping in. The donations are everything. That's so helpful. Thank you, D. Porter, and all the super chats. Romo and everyone else sent super chats. You guys are absolutely awesome. Thank you so much for all the support. Let's see if there's any responses before I bounce.
And
because, they have to acknowledge it, right? You would think. You would think they have to acknowledge that there's something wrong here. Multiple Cy Youngs, multiple World Series, multiple note here, multiple All-Star appearances, Tim Lincecum and Sandy Koufax, only 2 to do that. Really? That's pretty impressive. Can the lockdown end so we can watch the Dodgers pound on the Giants already? Nando 390. All in due time. All in due time. Giants will also pound on the Dodgers. Believe that. If there's a season. Giants always show up to play the Dodgers. You know it. Don't care for Ortiz, but I wish Dwight Evans. Dwight Evans couldn't ever get in. Did Dwight Evans ever get in? Dwight Evans never got in, right? I think I would remember. Dwight Evans, how the hell did Dwight Evans not get in? 385 home runs, okay. Not necessarily automatic. But then you just have 2,446 hits over a 20-year career. 272 average career, 370 on base. And then you throw on top of that 8 gold gloves, 2 silver sluggers, 3 all-stars. Are you freaking kidding me? I don't know what I'm missing with Dwight Evans, but he never got in. He never got in. He never got in. Pound Town. Baptism says no one's going to say anything. They're not even going to mention it. Watching Bonds hit homers at the park was an amazing moment in the history. Let me change my title. I think it's been long enough that... All right. Ortiz in, Bonds, Clemens denied. I just update the title so people can watch this afterwards. I thank you again, everyone, for your support. 99 in the chat. This is absolutely amazing. Trouble with the Curve. That's a movie coming up. Here we go.
Clemens not elected into baseball's Hall of Fame.
We have a statement.
Released this statement. Quote, my family and I put the Hall of Fame in the rearview mirror 10 years ago. I didn't play baseball to get into the Hall of Fame. I played to make a generational difference in the lives of my family, then focus on winning championships while giving back to my community and the fans as well. It was my passion. I gave it all I had, the right way, for my family and for the fans who supported me. I'm grateful for that support. I would like to thank those who took the time to look at the facts and vote for me. Hopefully everyone can now close this book and keep their eyes forward, focusing on what is really important in life. Rocky.
I'm not a huge Roger Clemens fan, but seemed to be a pretty decent statement there. What do you guys think? Maybe it's BS. Maybe he's really pissed. Maybe behind closed doors he's like, this is effing bullshit. I'm a Hall of Famer. But as far as just, putting out a statement, hey, what do? Move on. Didn't play to get in the Hall of Fame. That's true. I don't think anyone plays Major League Baseball with the sole purpose to get in the Hall of Fame. You play because you love the game. You make a whole bunch of money. And that's why you play. You hope that if you're good enough, maybe you'll get some Hall of Fame support someday. Time to shut down the Hall of Fame. No way in hell you keep the two best players out and allow David Ortiz in who failed a steroid test. 100. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Keeping it real. Bonds off Pittsburgh alone was a Hall of Famer. Clemens off Boston alone was I don't know if Bonds was a Hall of Famer off Pittsburgh alone. Because remember, he only played there, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 7 years. But no, he was awesome with Pittsburgh, no doubt about it. Let's move on.
After Roger Clemens, Bob Costas, what do you think of that statement?
Pretty much a gracious statement. Some take issue with the little clause, and I did it the right way because obviously enough writers thought that at least for a portion of his career he didn't, otherwise he would have been a first ballot shoo-in.
I would point out that the book is not really closed. I mean, obviously time on the writer's ballot is 10 years and that's it. But now he's actually eligible for a committee in December.
Yep.
Today's game era committee will vote. Now, only 10 people can get on that ballot. He's not guaranteed to be on the ballot, but anybody on that ballot needs, again, 75%, so 12 of 16 votes. So the door is not really closed. I would argue that it never really does. I mean, think about Joe Jackson, totally different reason on the suspended list. And he's not in the Hall of Fame. He was born in the 19th century, and still to this day there are debates about whether he's a Hall of Famer or not. So the book is never closed.
Well, the thing that stood out to me was,
I don't know. Yeah, it looks like they're not really going to touch on it too much. The elephant in the room, but yeah, the door's not closed, but the writers can't be trusted. The writers can't be trusted. Everyone knows that David Ortiz per thing was BS. Joseph Mannix, thank you so much. Nando, the older you get, the less money matters, and the more things like reputation, honor matter. Anthony S., today's game voting is in December. Hopefully they'll both get in. Yeah, I think eventually they will get in. But I could be wrong. Could be wrong. The players could be more stingy than the damn writers. I don't know. I really don't. Time to shut down the Hall. DH, first ballot. And he was a DH with a positive test. That's another thing. I think he's a Hall of Famer, but he was a DH. Jeff can't get in because apparently he had poor defense, which I didn't notice. Ladies and gentlemen, David Ortiz didn't play defense. Literally. David Ortiz didn't own a glove for most of his career. First ballot. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. I want to thank you guys for jumping in today. If Clemens' statement was truthful, it sounds like he's past the Hall of Fame, moving on. I mean, I would. Well, what else can you do? Just hope, and just, it's like, I don't know. It's like hoping to win the lottery someday, not that, well, most of us don't play the lottery, but just as an example, you play, you hope, but you're probably never going to win it. You're never going to win. You just hope someday, maybe. That's how they got to go about it. You just hope someday, but probably not. Very unlikely. Of course, they have a better chance to getting in the Hall of Fame than someone has to win the lottery, but it's just an example. You get my drift. Like, they just can't think about it all the time. You'll tear yourself apart thinking about it. We can have a racist in the Hall of Fame, but no Barry Bonds. Yeah, oh yeah. No doubt about it. We can have all kind of monsters in the Hall of Fame and cheaters and the worst kind of people, but no Bonds and no Clemens. No, 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 no. Thank you, Logan M, for that 260 viewers. That's amazing. That's amazing. I think I would have done a lot better if I was well. I don't think the A's are officially moving to Vegas yet, Nando. I hope they don't, but we'll have to wait and see on that. I haven't checked up on that update yet lately.
His family. This is a heavy burden to carry.
Yeah.
This hasn't been fun having everybody poke and prod and examine you and your life and what you did and you didn't do and all that. And he's had to live with this now for 10 and probably more. And his kids have had to go through it as ball players themselves and everything else. So the weight is heavy. The burden is heavy that he's had to live through. And maybe there is some relief, like, okay, I'm off the ballot. And, yes, they'll be on the committee coming up, but maybe that burden of, okay, oh, man.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. Well, next year is going to be a totally different beast. I mean, yeah, we still got A-Rod. We still got other guys. We got Manny. We still got steroid connection guys on ballot. We will have steroid connection guys for years to come. And guys who will fail. Eventually, a star of today will fail a steroid test. Just imagine. And there's no steroid connections to anyone I know of. By the way, Rory Armstrong is subscribed. Thank you so much, Rory Armstrong. I really appreciate you. But like, what if someone like Mike Trout failed a steroid test all of a sudden? Got suspended. Came back, resumed his career, finished off his amazing career. Would he get in? You know what I'm saying? At this point, what can you do? As someone, someone who failed a steroid test is in. Now, it was not supposed to be public. It was not an official MLB test, part of the policy. It was more of just some sampling or something. But still, let Shoeless Joe in. Yeah, I agree, Javi. Thank you, Timothy Steiner. I see a lot of new names. If you hit that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. Rory Armstrong has subscribed. D. Porter has subscribed. I'm very sick right now. That's why I don't know if you can tell by my voice. If you're new here, you probably don't know how I sound like, but normally I don't sound like this, like I'm dying. But Futai, Bonds had speed and a decent glove most of his career. Yeah. Edgar Martinez or David Ortiz, I don't know. I mean, I think that David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer, but I just don't think it makes sense that he gets in on the first ballot and Bonds and Clemens can't get in over to 10 years. And Kurt Schilling gets shut out. What? I'm starting to feel an energy drop. I'm starting to feel rough. But I want to thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. Hey, Jay Pimentel PR has subscribed. Give me just one moment. I'll be back here. I got to blow my nose. I'm very, very sick. Y'all don't want to see this because it's disgusting. So I'll be right back. Okay. All right, ladies and gents. Thank you, guys. David Ortiz failed a test. Bonds and Clemens never did, but they turned a blind eye to Ortiz by electing him today, while Bonds and Clemens was punished for playing the sport they loved. 100%. Billy Wagner still not in. Absolutely insane. Billy Wagner, one of the best closers of all time. All time. Solid career beginning to end. What if Ortiz speech he said he used? Cano also failed twice. Yeah, Cano. I don't think Cano can get in. Yeah, no way Robinson Cano getting in. I don't see it. Huge double standard. Nando 390, Russell Wilson, and Michael Jordan will get elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame next. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? Hey, Eric, no Bobby Wagner. Yeah, did someone call him Bobby Wagner? I forgot what happened. That reminds me of something that happened. Let's see what they're saying. Let's react.
And here comes another January. I'm going to be asked about this again. I got to sit here and wait. Maybe this will happen, and I'm going to get ripped across.
By the way, here's Bonds' progression. And this is why those mother effers changed it from 15 years to 10 years to screw Bonds and Clemens because they knew that he was heading in the right direction. And he knew as the voters got younger and newer that they were going to gain more traction. So they changed the rule specifically targeting Bonds Clemens. Completely screwed up. It used to be 15 years. Logical, right? Plenty of time. If you can't get in 15 years, okay. They cut it to 10 because Bonds made this much progress. He was at 36.2, then 34.7, then 36.8. Then he jumped to 44.3, jumped to 53, jumped to 56, jumped to 59. Then he hit 60.7 in 2020, 61.8, and 66 this year. He's on his way. Imagine if he had 5 more years on the ballot. Complete horseshit.
Across the board on every network for a period of time. Maybe it's lightens the yoke.
Oh.
I don't think we've ever, for that matter, Bonds. We've given both of.
Yeah, I used the movie clip, Romo 2001. I forgot, man. I'm so messed up right now. Yeah, take it easy, Bobby. Yeah, the movie clip from Hot Girl. That's a funny movie.
Them, they're just due. They stand apart from many of the other players, either obviously having a connection to PEDs or suspected. They stand apart because they would have been elite first ballot Hall of Famers, inner circle Hall of Famers on their natural merits, and we give them full credit for that. But they'd be in already were it not for the notion among many voters that their involvement with PEDs, if not disqualified them, they're on the ballot, cost them a percentage of the writers' votes.
If he didn't have a PED wingman like he had in Barry Bonds, would we have viewed his candidacy differently?
That's a great question. Maybe.
I think we would have.
Maybe.
It was double trouble for both of those guys. That there was another candidate who was equally as dominant and drew the same amount of attention. So it was under a microscope that was really super focused on this topic. But if he was standing alone and there was no player named Barry Bonds and it was just Roger Clemens, he got so close in 10 years.
And it kept getting closer. Yeah,
And
I would.
Yeah. They're talking about moving it back up to 15 years. Oh, I wouldn't be surprised. That would just be a slap in the face. It's like, okay, we screwed you. Now we can move it back to 15. That would just be a complete. I mean, I agree it should be 15, but when you switch it and then you switch it back once they fall off the ballot, that's got to be a crime, man. I mean, that's just wrong. Pedro Serrano from the Indians to the Hall of Fame next. Pedro Serrano's awesome. Zendava is here. Jenny Vega, Zendava. I'm trying to hang on as long as I can for y'all because the chat is pretty active, and I really appreciate everyone being here. And I have not been live or making videos for a while because been sick, but I'm doing actually better than I thought I would. Bill Buckner fell 283 hits shy of a guaranteed Hall of Fame spot, but he would be forever in Game 6. Baseball can be cruel. Oh, yeah. One error. You know, to err is human, but not if you're Bill Buckner. People send you death threats. In an inning where the pitchers completely fell apart. Nobody cares about the wild pitch. Nobody cares about everything else that happened in that inning. You just point to Bill Buckner. The game was already tied, by the way. They were lost. They were lost with or without that error, in my opinion. That game was falling apart. Have you seen the Chris Rose thing from John Boy? They got one of the writers who on the podcast who said he doesn't view CC Sabathia as a Hall of Famer. So everyone knows the MLBPA. No, I didn't see that. That's interesting, though. Everyone knows the MLBPA has made some real concessions. This is a major development. Congrats to David Ortiz. Yeah, you got COVID. I don't think I got COVID. I got the. All my symptoms point to just a common cold. I am waiting for results, though, just to make sure that I haven't had a fever. I don't have. You look at the symptoms. You can actually search and see. Compare flu to COVID to just a common cold. Everything seems to match up with a common cold, and I get the common cold about once a year. So this one feels a little more severe. This is one of the most severe ones I've ever had, but I'm hoping it's not COVID, but we'll find out here in the next day or two. Deserved David Ortiz, but missing 2 other names, 100%. And when he said there was only one getting in, we knew already. It was Ortiz. And as soon as he said 3 world championships, that's when you can click off the video. Because it certainly wasn't going to be Tim Lincecum. Thought I had COVID, but it was herpes. Yeah, this thing hit about 4 or 5 days ago, right after I recorded a video with, I wasn't feeling great. I recorded a video with Ballcap Sports. We did that Major League review. Right after that, it started to hit real bad. And last 2 days have been just torture. Giants roster isn't looking that good. Who we signed will be crucial. Logan M. Yeah. Giants got a lot of work to do, and so do a lot of teams. But we can't do anything until this lockout's resolved.
Say, Greg, though, we now have 15 years of voting history going back to McGuire and Canseco, if you want, in 2007. Anybody who's really been publicly connected to PED use has not been elected by the writers to the Hall of Fame. There's been suspicions, I get it, rumors, innuendos, fine. But when this amount of evidence has been out there, the door has not been opening wide enough. Now, almost two-thirds, just about two-thirds of the writers did say, you're Hall of Famers, Roger Clemens, Barry Bonds. Not good enough. 75%, super high.
Tell you what, I'm glad it's over. It's dampened this for a decade.
And their vote totals, to your point, Tom, their vote totals have almost always been identical, year after year. They have been paired, but there is one difference between Bonds and Clemens. Since you brought this up, as great as Clemens' achievements were with the 7 Cy Youngs and everything else,
Kind of cut off my man there, but that's okay.
he didn't break any record that the baseball public holds dear. Whereas, not only does Bonds hold the single-season record, but especially he surpassed the great and nearly sainted Hank Aaron.
Yes.
To get to 762, surpassing 755. And that doesn't sit well with a lot of people.
No. So if he leaves the game at 710 homers, does he get in? It's still a little better?
Intellectually, should make no difference. Emotionally, I think it made a difference.
Yeah, exactly. Intellectually, it makes no difference. Intellectually, we got some problems with the voters. Anyway, let's just jump through some of these last comments. I appreciate you guys so very much. D. Porter, again, thank you. Thank you for all the new subscribers. Brian Chua, Romo, thank you guys for all the support. But let's jump in here. Romo, 2001, they got a statement on Bonds. Oh, they do. We got to check that out. Will Sani, haha, Nando, hopefully just above the neck. Fu Tai, yeah, people forget that Buckner was only game 6, and in game 7, Boston was leading to the 7th. Exactly. Thank you so much here. I appreciate that. Gustavo, thank you for being here. Congrats, Big Poppy. Yes, congrats to Big Poppy. Any Eric's House videos soon? Once I get well, I'll get back into Eric's House. Timothy, thank you so much. I appreciate everyone being here. River, who is on the Hall of Fame? Who all is on the Hall of Fame list? Well, there's a lot of Hall of Famers, but Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens are not one of them. Ortiz, Pudge, and Piazza linked to PDs, right? But in the Hall of Fame, exactly. Jenny Vega, the Giants are stacked with team players like Howie won 3 World Series in 5 years. Dynasty without a Hall of Famer. Pretty good. Pretty good. Costas is such a Bonds hater, but he would vote for Bonds, he has said. Giants didn't even offer Gosman a contract. I heard that's insane. Romo, thank you for letting me know that over on Twitter. Costa is a boomer. Hope my Tigers are decent this year. Dryden Henry. I saw that Gosman said he wasn't even offered a contract from the Giants. Like, what? Maybe the Giants figured, what they were going to offer him was an insult, so they better not to offer him anything. I don't know. Giants don't like to give out a huge contract. They got him for a nice contract. He was good for them. Then they got him for the qualifying offer. He was good again. And now it's like, okay, no, we're not going to give you some massive multi-year deal. We're going to find someone else on a cheaper deal. And maybe the team will be better for it. We'll have to wait and see what Gosman does here with the Blue Jays. Isn't that who he signed with? But yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. The fact that Hank Aaron had to get on the big screen in San Francisco and congratulate him when he did it, that haunts some baseball fans, including me. Kurt Schilling, who did
Here's Kurt Schilling.
not get elected into baseball's Hall of Fame.
Every year the conversation revolves around who didn't get in. Like all-star voting, who got cheated. I say it every year, and especially this year, focus on who did get in. David Ortiz deserved a first ballot induction. Congratulations, my friend. You earned it. Big Poppy Hall of Famer.
Is now off the ballot.
Well, I mean, I don't know if that's entirely true that he only focused on that, because last year he certainly didn't just focus on who did get in. He made a big deal about it and won it off the ballot. But, still, nice of him to congratulate Ortiz. I think Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. I don't think he's a first-time Hall of Famer based on the voting history that they've done before. How you have Bonds and Clemens can't get in for 10 years and Big Poppy on his first ballot? with a failed test in his history? I don't understand it.
Tweet. Every year the conversation revolves around who didn't get in. Like All-Star voting, who got cheated. I say it every year, and especially this year. Focus on who did get in. David Ortiz deserved a first ballot induction. Congratulations, my friend. You earned it.
That's
well
gracious.
Done.
That's gracious.
Well done.
Thumbs up to that.
Kurt Schilling. We'll have more on Kurt Schilling coming up later.
You could be working at.
Well, guys, let's see if we can find Bonds' statement.
Because as if
Let me mute this. I'm not sure how to find that. I'm sure they showed it on that program, but let's see if I can find it a little quicker over here. What did Barry Bonds, did Bonds really have a statement? Oh, Rachel Luba with the hot take. Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer t-shirt. Barry Bonds is a Hall of Famer. BBWAA, y'all got it wrong yet again. Rachel Luba, give her a retweet. Not the biggest Rachel Luba fan, but she's on the money with that. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah. Barry Bonds statement. See if anything comes up. Oh, I don't see anything here. Latest. What do we have here? Is this from San Francisco Giants? Oh, the San Francisco Giants. Oh. Wait, hold up. San Francisco Giants dropping truth bombs? Or San Francisco Giants dropping truth bombs? What do we have here? A 7-time MVP, 14-time All-Star, 12-time Silver Slugger Award winner, and winner of 8 Gold Glove Awards, Barry was a generational talent who amassed a .298 lifetime batting average and a major league record 762 home runs and 2,558 walks over his storied 22-year major league career. His incredible talent and immediate impact when he signed with the Giants in '93 sparked not only a baseball renaissance in San Francisco, but also helped pave the way for building Oracle Park, now known as Pacific, or then known, originally known as Pacific Bell Park. In 2000, we remain hopeful that he will gain election in the National Baseball Hall of Fame through the next phase of the voting process. Oh, I thought they were gonna really tear into the voters a little more. Pretty bland, pretty bland statement. I thought they were gonna say, yet the voters refused to elect him over 10 years on the ballot. This is an absolute embarrassment, and we are ashamed. I thought they were gonna go there. I thought they were going to go there. But still, decent message from the Giants. Still a Hall of Famer. This is a disgrace. Bonds had 14 times the F-WAR than Ortiz and the most homers in MLB history. I mean, even if you ignore the most homers in MLB history and just, again, you go just based on pre-steroid, he is still a Hall of Famer. And he's just a generational talent. It's said it best right here. I try not to give all these big giant numbers because I know a lot of those numbers are attached to his time on the juice. But still, man, 3-time All-Star before ever touching steroids. I'm sorry, not All-Star, MVP, multi-time All-Star. Miggy likes to eat. $4.99 from Enrique Robles. $4.99 from Enrique Robles. I just happened to look over and see it. Thank you so much, Enrique Robles, with the super chat. $4.99. I agree 100% as a Dodger fan. Barry was our boogeyman, but he is 10,000% as a Hall of Famer. Yes. Enrique Robles. Congrats, Big Poppy, but Clemens and Barry are no-brainer Hall of Famers. And it's all about the hypocrisy. That's the key word. And I can't just point to any individual voter, but I'm going to tell you, any voter who has not voted Bonds, Clemens for the past 10 years, and then suddenly this year still didn't vote Bonds or Clemens, but you voted for Ortiz, that's bullshit. And you are responsible for this. For not even withholding your vote. Having the decency to withhold your vote until Bonds and Clemens fell off the ballot. But it is what it is. Congrats to David Ortiz, Big Papi. Bonds has more intentional walks than the entire Tampa Bay Rays franchise. Insane. Thank you so much for that super chat. Enrique Robles, $4.99. It means a lot. I really appreciate everybody being here. You guys have been amazing. The support is amazing, especially since my channel has been so dead lately. I didn't know if it was going to get a lot of support today, but it's been awesome. I wanted to go for like 4 hours, but unfortunately, not feeling well. But and this election didn't make me feel any better, but y'all made me feel a lot better with your support. Thank you again. It's awesome. And David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer. Grab some pine meat. Yeah, this is Timothy Steiner with the Mike Krukow quote. I keep having nightmares from Gagne or Gagne Bonds at bat. Yeah. Eric Gagne versus Barry Bonds. My idol Griffey being in the Hall means nothing to me now. 76 in the chat. Falling off a little bit. Thank you guys again for all the support. It really means a lot. And we'll just take one last look here, see what's going on. And we'll wrap it up with my final thoughts. And my final thoughts are that this voting process is fucked up. That's my final thoughts. Sorry, that's my final thoughts. Because it is a popularity contest. They are keeping guys out because they're high and mighty and steroids are bad and you cheated. But a guy who actually failed a steroid test in his past is put in on the first ballot. And it's a DH. A DH. I'm not saying he shouldn't get in eventually. But to put him in on the first ballot while you simultaneously leave out Bonds, leave out Clemens, leave out Schilling, that's bullshit. You're shilling for Ortiz. Shout out to y'all, Logan M, Zendava, everyone else. I thank you for all the compliments, even though I'm out of it today. I did the best I could, and your support was all. Look at that pizza right there. I wish I could eat that, but I can't even swallow right now. I can't even eat a pizza. I can't eat a damn pizza. I can't eat a damn pizza right now. And David Ortiz is a Hall of Famer on his first ballot, and Bonds and Clemens are left out. This is bull. This is bull. Dwight Evans can't get in. Fred McGriff can't get in. Jeez. Giants did put out a little statement, but wow. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Guys, thank you again.
Tonight at 8 Eastern, only on MLB Network.
Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Hello? I'm trying to reach David Ortiz, please.
This is David Ortiz.
Hello, David. This is Jack O'Connell with the Baseball Writers Association of America. I'm calling you from Cooperstown, New York, to let you know that the baseball writers have elected you to the National Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yes!
It's nothing. This is
good. That's the phone call that you want to get. Back here now, Brian.
That's a cool reaction, man. That's a cool reaction. Roger Maris can't get in. I would love to see Roger Maris get in. May as well put Harry Adrianza in there. You can't fault Big Papi. You can't fault a guy for being nice to the media. That's a good thing. You can't fault the guy for being an awesome baseball player and a great clutch hitter. That's a good thing. He didn't do anything wrong. It's the process. I would have loved to see David Ortiz get in on the first ballot. And that reaction, that video we just saw, that's awesome, man. But Bonds and Clemens should have been in a long time ago. And yeah, that was Pedro in the background. I wonder if he got votes because he was almost stabbed to death. I thought he was shot. Which, by the way, so glad he survived. And I'll give a little that was scary. That was scary when he got shot. That was horrifying. And yeah, if he had passed away, then I couldn't really complain about it. I couldn't really. I mean, it would not be. It would not be. I probably would. I would probably just have to say, hey, you gotta respect. Luckily he survived. That was scary. You just don't get it. They are not getting in because they were just cheaters, but are also horrible humans. That's life. Eventually, you have to suffer the consequences of how you treat others. Well, Bob P. I mean, that's fine, but they're not voting on. It's not the Hall of. There are horrible people in the Hall of Fame. There are horrible people in the Hall of Fame. That's not why they're claiming to not vote for them. They're claiming to not vote for them because of the steroid thing. But it's whatever. You have to balance things. I get what you're saying. You're a piece of shit human being. You treat them bad. They don't like you, but you have a job to do. Very, very tiny percentage of people actually have the honor to vote on the Hall of Fame election, on the Hall of Fame ballot. And I feel like you have to take that responsibility serious and put any of your biases aside. But you are right. You treat people like shit, you pay the price. And that is one thing to take away. I know I'm not a major leaguer. If I was, I wouldn't be an asshole, but I'm not an asshole. Maybe Barry Bonds is. Roger Clemens, maybe. I still think they're Hall of Famers. You guys are awesome. It's about what you do on the field, Zendava. Yeah, that's what I think it should be for the most part. Clearly, if you're some kind of a sick, horrible person, there could be a line you can cross where I say, no, screw them. But I don't think Barry Bonds ever, to my knowledge, crosses that line just because he's a jerk to the media. Hum baby, do you ever go to Giants games, Dodgers games at Dodger Stadium? If so, first round of beers on me, brother Nando. Yes, I do. I'll probably go to Dodger Stadium this coming up season. Thank you, Nando. Keep an eye on my vlogs and on my channel, and I'll let you know. I'm gonna buy some Jose Altuve rookie cards since cheating doesn't matter if you're a nice guy. Nice guys finish last. Thank you guys again. I appreciate all your support. You all are freaking amazing. Hit that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. Thank you to the newest subscriber, J. Piment Elper. Thank you to Enrique Robles for the latest donation. And thank you for D. Porter for the $50 donation earlier. And everyone else who sent a super chat and a comment. And everyone else, thank you so much. This is disappointing, but it's not the end of the world at all. David Ortiz is in, and I'm happy for him. I really am, and I love that reaction. That was a cool reaction. And you can't help but feel a little happy for him. Logan M says guitar, and I don't even see my guitar. It must be in the other room, but I don't even think I could sing in this condition. It's time to get some more cough drops going. So we'll see you guys very soon on the next stream. Have a great day. Congratulations to David Ortiz. But I completely disagree with the fact that they left Bonds and Clemens out for 10 years. And by the way, before I go, also, I think it's BS that Jeff Kent can't get in. Andrew Jones can't get in. Todd Helton can't get in. Billy Wagner can't get in. It's a bunch of crap. But this is the situation that we're in. You guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up button. Thank you for the support. Barry Bonds 25. Let's go. And we'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you so much again. And well, I'm going to try to clear up my voice for next time. We will talk to y'all later. See ya.
1-1. Swung on a fly ball to right field. Might be a grand slam. Fairchild going back at the wall. It's gone. A grand slam for Jalen Davis.